What is happening, y'all? Welcome. I'm back to part 2 of the walkthrough. Still catching up to the stuff we're redoing. At this point, you should be 3 and 4 if you've been following along. We're going to be starting things off in Belurat Gaol. Go ahead and put on your lantern, and away we go. So we're going to proceed in, and there's going to be a ambush that happens right by this door that is up here. God, it's like the lag is getting worse. I definitely will need to figure that out. After that, we can go over here to grab some frozen maggots. We're going to find those all over the place in here. We go up ahead. There's going to be some more enemies, and the floor is going to crumble. So go this way for a couple more and some more loot that's sitting around. Silverhorn Tender, we can use that to increase drop rates. Two more enemies ahead on the skinny pathway. More frozen maggots. More frozen maggots. Seeing a trend here, right? Continuing along, we're going to jump through there, but there's a chance to get even more frozen maggots if we kill these guys. We're just a collector from at this point. Alright, jump through this. On this next room, we have a couple more that are guarding a rune. I'm keeping these characters at 200 just because I like to PvP a lot. But if you are not a big PvPer, or you mainly do like maybe invasions, you don't worry about meta type stuff, I would actually suggest spending every single rune you get on leveling up. There's no reason whatsoever to stop leveling if your focal point is PvE. We get a little bit of lore about the jars. It's pretty messed up. Basically, convicts are stuffed into these jars, and then slowly over time they become living saints. Kill those 3. You can go in here and you're going to meet your first pot person. Lightning does not work as well as I would hope against them. Let me try this one out. Cold Cross Naginata. Alright, so for here, we're going to go down some pots. And be very careful of these chains, because if you roll and you hit a chain, you're going to hit the chain and then fall. So always aim so that you fall between the chains. Now, instead of going down this way, turn around and make sure you drop to the west. Little run and jump there. Definitely don't like the moveset on this with the Great Shield as much. I'm gonna have another pot over here. Frostbite worked quite well there, but moveset does not feel good in close quarters. Anyway, open this up. It's going to get us another hefty cracked pot. Jump across. This is a good time to throw out some rocks if you got them. Them out. We have some more of these wonderful thingies coming out. Okay, so the frost does work very well against them, it seems. It's good to know. Let me see. I think there was something down here. Farm real fast. When you drop, Y return 2 pots, 2 more creepers up ahead. Exit for a fleshy on the right, and then more on the bridge. Okay, never mind. Exit, another fleshy. I'll go down. Stay, okay, it was just a sign. Thought I saw more frozen maggots. Don't got the range. Up ahead we have 2 more. As we continue along, the floor is going to collapse for us. Alright, so just run along this path. I'm going to get a shadow rune over here. No, Lost Ashes of War. The shadow rune's up ahead. Wait for this thing. Come on. Come on. Actually, I'm going to swap this up to something that's... Actually, I think they're weak to fire. Let's try this. Between these two, you want to take the southwest path. Follow that around. There should be 2 shadow dudes up ahead. 1. Two. Smithing 6 around the corner. This is the exit. We're going to go ahead and toss down a gem. Just to help you find your way if you get lost. So jump over this. We're heading southwest. I don't know if I like it or not. What else would I poke you with that would do really well? Let's try this one. See if it works better. There's one that should pop out right when we get up top here. Jump up. Grab the inner meat, leap across, grab another hefty cracked pot, and then another cookbook. There's a couple of these that are going to try and ambush you, so we're going to get rid of them right now. A couple of these I've noticed if you don't find them later, they like come up on you. So we're just gonna stay along this path. Basically aim for this wall. Once we're at the wall, we're looking good. See that ladder? That's how you know you're in the right spot. Jump up. And we get our final hefty cracked pot. Just confirm real fast. Let's see. Threshy dude. R for flesh, drop down. Exit for the fleshy on the right. Proceed to seal loot. Grab the lost ashes. Fleshy come behind. Test south. Intermediate hefty cracked pot. Cookbook 11. Or the pots for another. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna exit. Let's look for our little gems that we put out earlier. There they are. Makes things easy. This little breadcrumb trail. Go over here and grab the smithing stone 3. And you can see we have 3 different pots and then another one that's right here. So we are going to pull our bow out. And we're just going to pop these pots. Doesn't want to work, it seems. Let's pull this out. With a little bit of luck, they'll actually run for you, and then they'll fall off this ledge. Like that one. There we go, problem solved. There's this one still, but we'll take care of that one right now. Alright, now we're just going to drop down. Ride this on up. Saw some maggots down there. Roll off. Jump across. Jump up. Jump up. Jump up. There's another fleshy waiting for us. And we can climb up here. Pick up the great jar. It's the big old jar you can put on your head. Okay. I believe that is them. Let's see. Chain pot near the initial, jumping right up. 4 fleshies, bait them near the ledge, drop in the chain pot. Fleshy and great guarding the head. Head to the right and exit, make our way to the boss. Okay. Should be it. I don't believe there's anything down there. I hope not. It'd be quite embarrassing if I'm redoing the walkthrough and I miss something. So this boss is basically like Yoda. He's very, very aggressive. He's going to jump right up on you as soon as the fight starts. Because of that, I would not suggest walking in the room and doing Mimic. You'll want to give it a second. He's like waiting for me to do an action. Alright, let's try it. Let's see. Alright, usually he decides he's... There it goes. Yeah, see? It's Yoda. Thing is, Yoda doesn't have any voice. So you can honestly just bully him. Now I know that looked really easy, and it was, but trust me when I say that if you give him the chance, he will mess you up. He will put out way more damage than he seems capable of. Unfortunately, his Ashen Summon doesn't perform nearly as well as he does, but it's still pretty cool to have your own little Yoda you can summon. But anyway, we're up on out. Next up, we're going to do the Ghostflame Dragon. Now, as for the Ghostflame Dragon, you're going to want to have either an inseparable sword, or you're going to want to have something that has Sacred Blade. Now, you should have the Sacred Blade Ash of War. This is very easy to get. It can go on a ton of different weapons. It's like near the start of the game. Like, don't do this DLC without it. Remember, off the top of my head, I want to say it's like church. It's like right around here, I think, that we find it. But, you know, you can just Google Sacred Blade, Ash of War, and you'll find it. But basically, all of these dragons are considered like undead dragons, and so they are very, very vulnerable to holy. So if you're running like a heavy faith build, you can put out some holy stuff, and that's going to absolutely nuke them. But if you just have a sword with Sacred Blade, that's really going to be all you need. So we're going to get close enough to where it's not letting us pull up our Ashen Summon yet. It's a little sketchy. Oh, now it is. It's taking its sweet time, huh? Now, an important thing about fighting these guys with Sacred Blade is you want to snipe the head. So he's going to stomp. Look at that damage. Besides that, this dragon is very similar to like a Gael in terms of the moves you can expect. So it's going to stomp around a bit. It's going to do the slams. It's going to jump up and do all the same moves that you're familiar with. The only big difference is it has some ghostflame. Which ghostflame hurts a lot, which is why I like to just Sacred Blade and nuke it. If it rears up like that, you're going to run away, because it's dumping all that out. But Ghostflame dragons really are that easy. If you just use Sacred Flame, you're going to bop it a couple times in the face. It's going to drop real fast. No problemo. So from here, we are going to head over to that one. So we're going to warp over to 3-Path Cross. Now, this next enemy, there's really no easy way to kill these things. I mean, there is involving bombs, but you need to have like some elevation to use where you can play basketball and throw a thing in its head. So the better bet is going to be basically staying on Torrent and just attacking its ankles. You attack its ankles. After 3 separate staggers, it falls down. You can then stab the face. Some things that you might want to consider for this encounter. We already have it on, it looks like. But Flame Drake Talisman 2. This thing does a lot of fire damage. This will help a lot. Alternatively, you could put on Flame Protect Me. Flame Protect Me will certainly help a lot. Point being, you don't want to just get caught by the flame damage this thing does. I do think that Cragblade works fairly well in terms of helping to get the stagger faster. We also obviously have the stagger in our physic, so that's going to help as well. Go ahead, pull out the Mimic. And before it notices me, I'm going to go ahead and get my Cragblade up. This is just a Keen Lance with Cragblade. Cragblade does a really good job at getting staggers on enemies. And you want to tend to stick around the back of the ankle. Because otherwise stuff like that will happen. When it stops, just jump up. And that's the type of stagger we're looking for. We need to do that 3 times. This first one you're going to fight is really only going to do 2 different types. It's going to do that stomp, or it's going to do a double stomp. Here comes the double stomp. This is why I like Torrent, because the double stomp I find very difficult to dodge without the double jump, whereas the others I can just hop right over. Even though Cragblade fought off, we're not going to worry about it right now. Trying to reapply that in the middle of this encounter isn't going to work out well for us, so... There goes the grab attack. Alright, he grabbed Mimic, so we got a second. So, go to right where it fell. Where's my Miser? Miser's gonna get a big old juicy crit on him. You don't have to use the Miser, you could just use the Lance. It'll still work. Miser's just gonna get more. Just letting our stamina come back. That takes care of him. So every time you kill one of those, you're going to get a new hard tier, as well as a furnace visage. The furnace visages we can use later on to make hefty furnace pots. 3 of these will kill one of those if you can get it in the basket. Otherwise, 5 hefty fire pots will kill it if you can get it in the basket. But it's a little bit weird on the big ones. Like I've noticed, sometimes I can get the damage after I knock them down. Other times I can't. There are some where you have to do it that way. But either way, with that one dead, we are going to go over to our 5th mark. This is going to be the last boss of the open world we need to kill. Now this guy, you're either going to blow him away or you're going to struggle. If you struggle, don't feel bad. I went for this guy in my Let's Play and I ended up fighting him for like 10-15 minutes because I was insistent on killing him. Some stuff that works very well. If you have something with knockdown, for example, Giant's Flame, you can effectively just spam that, and his AI doesn't do a very good job at countering it, so you can just constantly knock him down for fat damage before he can get back up. Besides that, Mike's War Spear I haven't tried, but I've heard it works really good, so we're going to pull it on out and see what happens. Additionally, if you're comfortable with it, you could parry and go for criticals, but that's going to be the riskiest of strategies just because of the fact that dude can do a lot of damage. So we are going to put up a Golden Vow and a Black Flame's Protection, just to buff ourselves up some. Then we'll go on in and we'll get right in on them. Don't let them use that crossbow. Biggest thing with the shield strat is don't let your stamina get broken. Fortunately for him, he only has 1 heal, while we have multiple. And there we go. Blackgaol Knight down. You know, I don't even know if it was the frenzy. I'll say just having a Great Shield, Great Spear, I think that's going to work incredibly well against him. That armor, super, super good. Armor Solitude, the full set, I believe it's 96 or 97 poise, but it looks significantly better than comparable sets that have that level of poise. Really big fan of it. Very reminiscent of Berserk. Just pretty cool. So now we are ready for Belurat already. That did not take long at all. We're going to work back. This is another thing I've had people struggling with. When you go to the map, you can see down at the very bottom there, show lands between maps. So if we hit right bumper, we can swap back over to the main game. Alternatively, we can hit Y to hit Site of Grace, and then we can hit X to go straight to Round Table Hold. Or you would, you know, hit triangle and then square if you're on PlayStation. But since we're not leveling, well, I'm not leveling, I'm going to go ahead and spend this on upgrade mats. This character does not have buttload. There's a decent amount, but in general... Oh, no, that's right. I already spent it. Dope. Okay. Well, we can always get more. Boom. Smithing stone 8. It's not running out anytime soon. General, try to buy mats in groups of 12. That way you have enough to fully level up a weapon. Hit the bumper. Get right back to where you wanted to go. But we are going to wrap things up here. We're ready to make our way into Belurat, the tower settlement. More than likely, we'll be able to clear Belurat in a single episode, just banging that out, and then we're ready to continue on from there. So, I'm going to wrap things up, and I will catch y'all soon as we continue.